Hi, Kit Words with you, Flower Duet, Flower Arranging Fridays, and off to Wimbledon we go. Hi, Kit Words with you, Flower Duet. And we've been going around the world with flowers, or in flowers, in our in-person classes. And I thought it'd be fun to travel to England, to Wimbledon in this lesson. And we're gonna be inspired by the colors of Wimbledon, which are purple and white and green. Of course, the green comes from the grass lawn courts, and they are celebrating 100 years of tennis, Wimbledon, at the current lawn and tennis club location where they are right now. And this, of course, the year is 2022. And so tournament's still going on while I'm filming this. We don't know who the winner is for 2022. And I thought it'd be fun to pretend like we're winners always. So I have this great trophy vase, and I always thought there'd be a really fun way to design this, and what better way than to do like a tennis trophy type design. And so this is a trophy vase. There's also other vases that sort of have that same sort of trophy look, but it's a little bit more ornate. And in the lesson, I've included a little bit about the different types of trophies that Wimbledon has had in the past. But I think the men's trophy looks much more fancy than this, but it has the two handles on it. So when we talk about a trophy vase, we're talking about usually metal and something with handles. First thing you want to do after you have your vase and you've prepared your flowers is fill the vase with water and flower food. I don't have anything else in this vase except water. I don't have any architecture. And the reason why is because if the vase is taller than it's wide, usually can hold the flowers pretty well. So if the vase is a cube, so it's 5 by 5, usually you'll need maybe a little bit of help to keep the flowers in from flipping out. This one's tall enough that I should be able to be okay with nothing else in the vase. Of course, most people design this way for hundreds of years. I'll introduce you to my players, which are flowers and greenery, of course, not tennis players. But we have some beautiful pittosporum, and it's white and green, which means it's variegated. And then for our other greenery, we have some really beautiful mini eucalyptus. So you add a little drape. It's nice to have something that drapes when you have a footed vase. I also have two colors of roses. I have Ocean Song, still has our tag on it, and some white, I think these might be Playa Blanca, a white rose. I have Cremona, which is a type of chrysanthemum, which in a beautiful kind of lavender purple color, and some dark purple lysianthus. And these will mimic the colors of the Wimbledon logo. I also, behind me, have some filler. I have some Status and Misty, or Limonium, if we think we need it. I'm not sure I will. Sometimes filler is if you have holes. I see these things taking up most of the space in the design, but we'll see if we need add a little airiness when we're done. The first thing we want to do is add some greenery to the base of our design. This will also help create something that the other flowers to sit in. So I'm going to add a little bit of this eucalyptus, and again, anything that's going to be below the lip line or below the water line, you want to take the greenery off. I do want this to drape a little bit, but maybe not this much, so anything again. So I'm pulling off all these leaves that are on the stem that would be below the lip line. So I just start by doing 2 off to each side, and then we don't want to neglect the front, so I'm looking for pieces that are shorter. So I have one on this front. Oh, I can already smell it. Wow, it's very strong. Nice aromatherapy session going on. Usually this eucalyptus isn't so strong. It's really fresh. This is a little bit longer piece. Let's see if I can get it to drape a little bit more. That's pretty. Now, this is too far of a drape, because when you talk about width of a design, you want to go not more than 2 times the width. So if we add the little arms, you don't want to go much farther out than this. This one's too far out. It looks like the trophy will tip over. So we need to tame that in. So I'm just going to add a little bit there. I think we're okay on the uke for now. I'm going to set that aside, off up here. Let's add a little bit of the pittosporum. Can have one of these uke. And you'll notice, as always, I'm cutting and placing. So cut with, and then place your stems within 10 seconds. Stems seal up once you've cut them. So generally 10 seconds is a good rule. Some things don't seal up that quickly, like this pittosporum isn't going to seal up in 10 seconds. It'll probably take a couple minutes. But just out of habit, always cut at an angle so that when they go into the vase, they're standing on their tippy toes. They can drink the water. So I'm going to add a nice base of pit. We call it pit for short. Because what this does, see, it has these cool fans of leaves. And if I put them right into kind of the base of the vase here, all these little fans can act as overwater architecture for my other stems. So they can hold, see how my fingers are in there? They can hold the other stems in place. This one's a little short. Oops, getting a little crazy. Put that in there. I lost one of my ukes. It's been out more than 10 seconds. Got to retrim it before I add it back in. Maybe one more. This is for our overwater architecture. And it really it looks like right now all we have is a bush. But this is our, basically going to hold all of our stems in place and add as a nice sort of base for our flowers. So we have our base of greenery. So I'm going to turn around and see how it looks from that angle. That one had come out, so popping it out. So you always want to turn around and see if everything is looking okay. Nothing's too wide or too tall yet. We're going to go for about double the height of the vase. We might do sort of a asymmetrical look here. So I'm going to take my cremona, which has already been released. These cremonas have netting on them to protect them. This one's already been removed off of that. So I've just put that one right there in the front. And I'm going to do the same thing with another one in the back. These are, again, chrysanthemum family. You want to make sure that any leaves that are on the stem in chrysanthemum worlds are removed, even all the way up here, even though those aren't going to be in the water. That's because they just don't last very long. The flowers last for maybe 3 weeks, the leaves maybe a week, and they'll start to turn yellow. So once I put them in there, I can leave this on. Oops, don't do that. Let me take this off a little more carefully. There we go. Take off the netting maybe first before you put it in. See, even professionals make mistakes. So that's going to be on that side, and we're building our sort of main shape. This one's a little smaller, and I'm going to make this one a little bit taller. So that I have 4, I need to have something in the middle. Bring that color through. I like the shape so far. Let's add a highlight with our white flowers. So the Wimbledon logo definitely has white in it. So let's add a little white next to that purple. The key here when you're adding other elements is you don't want to have it quite at the same height as the other ones that you've added. So you want to vary your heights here. Something like that. I think, yeah, this one needs to come down here on low. There, that's better. So far, it doesn't look like much. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, so sometimes when designers are at a point in their design, they think, gosh, this doesn't really look like much is going together so far. And I always like to say, you just started, so don't judge it yet. I like to clean as I go. So I can kind of keep a clear table underneath my design, which helps me see the shape better. If I have all this junk below it, I can't see my lines very well. So you'll notice right now, before we add another element, that we have greenery, this eucalyptus at the base, and we have our pittosporum at the base in the middle, but we have no eucalyptus here in the middle. So before I add some more flowers, I think what I want to do is add a little bit of eucalyptus in the middle. Let's see if I can get it to stand up. It's a little tall. So I'm going to add I like that. This eucalyptus is kind of going a little crazy with lots of different tendrils, but at Wimbledon they have a lot of ivy and things growing, so I don't mind that look, kind of mimicking that. If you have ivy, that would be fun. So what we're doing here is I'm adding eucalyptus in the middle and of the design so it comes up through. So we have it around the the lip of the design, right? Or wherever. If you don't, then you need to have it all around the lip. And then you need to add it through the middle so that your eye goes throughout. Can't just have it on as a collar unless you're doing a very specific sort of design like a Biedermeier or something like that. I'm going to save a couple pieces for when I'm almost done so they can be held up by the other flowers. So that's my eucalyptus for now. To just reiterate, started with the eucalyptus, we added the pittosporum, then the cremona, which is the chrysanthemum, then the white roses, then a little more eucalyptus, and now we want to add a dark purple lisianthus accent. And you'll notice this has a bloom and then it has buds. So let's see what we can do with that. We don't want it to be too far off to the side. We don't want to compete with some of our other flowers we've already added as far as height. So when you're adding things, you need to vary the heights. I do have a lot of this nice dark purple euc, and the color of Wimbledon is mostly dark purple, besides the green, obviously. So I'm going to use I'm going to use all of this, I think, and really make a dense statement with this dark purple lizzie. And using mostly these. So, see? So I'm going to put some low underneath my cremona and my rose. And then of course I have some higher above. I'm going to put some surrounding my cremona. Make sure it gets in the water, like so. And I'm going to look for a tall one here that I can put high in my design, like that other side. Like over here. Let's see. Should get it in the vase. Doesn't go where you want it to go. Take it out and put it back in. I like it. I like the movement. Remember, it is a lawn and tennis club, so you want it to be a little bit garden-y, but also a little bit formal. So you don't want it too wild. You want it to be like slightly tamed. Okay, so that's going too far out, so I'm just going to trim those buds off. Oh, these are so pretty. So much going on here. It's beautiful. Need some low here. I'll turn it around to show you what I mean. And sometimes even when you put it low, you can't cut it too short because you got to have it come out towards the viewer. should be able to get this in here. Yeah, that's looking really pretty. Okay, so I've got plenty of purple on that side, so I think I'm just missing a little purple here. And a little bit on this side over here. So let's see if I can get this to cooperate. And at this point, you know, all those stems in there are holding each other in place. So it doesn't take much to put something in and get it to go, kind of go where I want it to go, which is nice. And as I said that, the stem turned the way I didn't want it to go, but that's okay. I have one little guy left here that's got a nice crazy curve on it. Let's see if I can get it to come low into my design. That's nice. I like it. So I've got some great purples. So I've got some great dark purples, my nice little bit of white accent with the roses and the pittosporum. And so now what I need is maybe just taming it a little bit with these light purple rose, which is called Ocean Song. If you want to see how to clean roses the right way, watch the tip video that I have. So I'm going to put a few, let's see, I need one here in the front. Bring that color. Ooh, yeah. Just like that. So if you put one in the middle, you can see it from both sides, which is cool. I need to put this one kind of low, kind of breaking up some of this greenery like that. There. Maybe I can get one to be a buddy to this white rose out here, but not the same height. Yep. That's nice. And don't have any lavender over here. I need to bring that color over here. Like it. Okay, so the only thing I'm missing at this point is, again, I'm missing a little bit of this uke in the middle. So I'm going to take that piece I saved, take all that greenery off. And I want to have it kind of come, not that way, go this way, please. Okay, that's a little too high, but it's in the right spot. I just need to cut some off. We just need to have a little feeling of it in the middle of our design, so it looks like we added it purposefully. And then I have a little piece here, which I'm also going to add coming out to the viewer on this side, get it in that water. And then again, this side. Okay, so now I'm going to clean up my area and show you how it looks. I always tell you guys to step away from your arrangement and look at it from a distance so you can kind of see where you have maybe too much of something or a hole. And I see that, remember I talked about adding the eucalyptus into the middle, but I see that I'm missing a little bit of a pittosporum in a spot because I have the pittosporum low, but I don't have any up here. So I found this longer piece, but this is too full to put up this high in a design. We often talk about low, large, tall, small. So I just need to trim this down a little, just to add a little bit. We just need a little bit of pittosporum in that area. So let's see if I can get it. So I want to put it right there. Let's give it a trim. It's not going to have to go too far down into the vase, get it into the water and get it into the space that I want. Great. Now I've carried that pittosporum up into the design, so now my eye can travel through.